All right, coming to you live from the rather dark and mysterious interior of my car. Just wanted to pop out of the house and get a little bit of peace and quiet. We are coming to the end of lockdown, finally. It looks like New South Wales kind of given up on trying to control COVID, which in my opinion is probably a pretty good thing. Like the release of people back into some kind of semblance of their normal lives. Yes, masks still. Yes, some kind of QR codey things. Yes, all that. But overall, I think they are like, you know what, we've got so many cases, there's not a lot of point here. And lockdown has not worked, which is going to be interesting to see how it plays out, because it could spike really badly. It's like, whoa, okay, now we've got hundreds and hundreds and thousands more cases, but a lot of the population is vaccinated, so perhaps this is exactly the right move. There was a news story where the New South Wales Premier has decided to call it quits on daily updates, and I'm like, hallelujah, hallelujah. You know, like there are other things in government besides COVID, and so they have a lot of work ahead of them. They have a lot of work, and perhaps she kind of opened up the other file, like everything else other than COVID. It's like, oh my goodness, we got a lot of work to do. I'm like, yeah, yes you do, yes you do. So exciting day here. Tomorrow, no more lockdown, and this is a good thing. I want to share with you an interesting experience, though, that I had. One of my VAs came to me and said, Tom, hey, we got this process. I don't think it's going to work. I'm like, oh, yeah, what's that? He's like, there is nothing written in it. It's just the name. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, right. I gotcha. I'm like, relax. It's okay. It's okay. He's like, but how do you know? How am I meant to know what to do? I'm like, it's all right. Relax. This is how I build systems. We're just at the very beginning of a system, just defining the processes. Big picture, super big picture. It's like, where do the big chunks of this system fit together? There is no point, in my opinion, now this is just my opinion, of spending a lot of time going through and documenting all of the details, particularly if you don't know that that system works. First of all, like if you are documenting in detail a system that you're not sure that it works, what is the point? You're going to have to redo it all. At least get the system working, and then you can go to the detail. This is important. This is like, if the system doesn't create the results that you want, like, why are you documenting stuff? You're documenting the wrong things. It's got to be changed. It's got to be worked out. How do we get that desired result? And so he came and he said, like, there's just the process name. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Let's work it out. We know what the result is. We know what the steps have been before this. And now we've got this next little ladder to climb up, this next process. What are the little steps in that? Step that are going to take us from where we are in the system through to where we want to be to make sure that we get those results. This is very helpful. This flexibility in order to make sure that we are actually getting the right thing. Once we got the right thing, it's all good. Now, if you're good at making systems, then you can probably just estimate with reasonable to very good accuracy about what's going to happen, and grab a screen record and just play around and get that process documented on video. Then the VA can go through, edit it up, and they're typically very good. Like I've had this as a specific task. I'm like, here, take this instructions and document it out, even if it's a bit of a mess. Like, I can give that instruction in the process. Oh, hang on, this didn't work. Go back 3, cut out everything else. Let's do it this way because that's going to create this and this. I've done training videos for my team before where I go through and edit a non-working system with big chunks that are in the wrong place, move them around, edited the whole thing, and I'm like, okay, great. Now we've got this in working order. And the next critical step is to always test. You do not know that the changes that you have made to a system are still going to produce the same result that you wanted. Remember, the standard by which you should judge all systems is whether they give you the desired results. If they do, great, it's a working system. And then you can go to the detail. You can add in the headings and you can add in the detail in text, and you can add in short little videos where you can watch them for 30 seconds or a minute. Try and avoid like 15-minute standard operating procedure videos. Man, seriously difficult to use. Like, have some compassion for your team, because yeah, you could document and go through, hey, at 1 minute 32, it does this, and 2 minutes 57, it does this, and 4 minutes 32, then it's this. And I get it. Like, it's a good thing to do, but I use that type of video for the initial creation. Let's use that video to document out all the steps. And then once we've got those, then we can just make little micro videos that are consumable, that are useful. I might only need to go through it once, or I might need to go through it again if I haven't been through that system in like 3 months and I just want to check. Or look, there is an efficiency. Whoa. Just lost the lights, people. Just lost the lights. There is an efficiency that comes from being able to go through and review that video, see what it is. Oh, there it is. I'm reminded. Some systems might only be triggered once every 2 months, once every 4 months, once every 12 months even. So it's very unlikely that you will have all of those fine details on lockdown when you're only doing a system every 3 months. Versus your daily ones or weekly ones, things that get done every week, easy. You have a different danger there. Your different danger in those systems is that things change and they don't get documented. And so these rules about how to use the systems are critical for your people. Systems by themselves are not that useful, but people using systems now you are talking about something effective, something very powerful. So you've got to train your team up on how to use systems. Like, how do you use systems? How do you, as the business owner, use systems? Are you even using them? Because if you don't, you can't really expect your team to. There's that law of karma, or law of, I don't know what it is. It's some kind of law where if you are unwilling to do something, you will be called on it. I get told to market every day, make videos like this every day by people who do this every day. They don't theoretically know to say that, yeah, it'd be a great idea if you go and make a video every day. They actually do it. And I can take comfort in that. I'm like, well, I can see what results you're getting. And you're telling me that the path to get there was to make a video every day. So I'm going to go ahead and execute that system over and over and over and over, and get better at making the videos, getting better at expressing myself. My brother watched one of these videos. He's like, man, you're good. Like, where did you learn to speak like this? I was like, well, I did 400 episodes of a podcast in a row, daily for 400 days, episode. Like, it's like after a while it becomes a skill set. There is a power in the ability to speak off the cuff, to remember what I'm thinking about, to come back to the frameworks and present effectively. And that only comes by doing the work. And it's the same with your systems. Your systems will only work when your people do the work that is documented in your systems. They are not by themselves. Systems by themselves are not a magic bullet that just makes everything happen. Even your automations, yes, Zapier is amazing. If this, then that, amazing. But how do you know where your automations are? Like, are you tracking all of them? Do you track your automations? Because if you don't, it's very easy to suddenly start having problems. It's like, why did that happen? Why did that happen? For quite some years, I used Infusionsoft, and Infusionsoft is like Zapier on steroids. Like, that thing is a beast, but you better be systematic in how you approach its usage. It can do many amazing things, but if things go wrong, and you're not documenting, you're about to experience a world of pain. You'd be far better off just getting someone who knows Infusionsoft like the back of their hand and say, look, I want you to do this, this, and this. And they're like, well, you know what? That's actually a pretty good idea. I think we can do that. Or they're like, no, dude, that's not going to work. You should do something else entirely. All right. Wow. Covered a lot of ground tonight. Covered a lot of ground. Let's come back to that basic principle that when you are first building your systems, it's okay just to have the big picture building blocks, the big process names and nothing else. And it makes sense because you don't know that that system is going to produce the results. You can then video document your experience, or you may have to run it a couple of times to work out what does get you the results. And by doing that, then your system begins to build out, the documentation begins to build out, and it heads towards a steady state. And in that time, you can make small little videos in addition to the text, and suddenly you have a asset in your business that allows you to do far more with far less. You're talking about being able to run multiple businesses, leverage your time, leverage your team. You are stepping into the power of businesses, and businesses that are powerful, that are successful, that are profitable, run on systems. All right, that's all I got for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. I certainly enjoyed making this one for you. And I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode as we continue this journey into the power of systems to create results. See you then.